let's run it. Charts up, we love it. Backpack, we done it. GM, good morning, we run it. Sunrise hits like a highlight reel. Coffee poured, yeah, this grind feel real. Wallet looking healthy like a post-gym meal. Crypto fam locked in, no off-day deals. Throwing shade, now we throw confetti. Market bounce back, hand strong, we steady. Dreams too big, so the doubts feel petty. Bull mode hitting, hope you're ready. We ain't stressing, we pressing, blessing the session. Turn every rejection to fuel for progression. Charts look clean, yeah, the vibe is a weapon. We build every day, this is compounding lessons. GM, we rise, we go. Good morning, crypto, steal the show. GM, get hype, let's grow. Another day up, yeah, we glow. Hands to the sky like let's get paid. Chase big goals, not just upgrades. GM goal, energy all day. Smile up, we're built this way. No fear, just flips and vibes. Turning old dreams into real life strides. Hard days hit, we don't divide. Team eats together when the market rides. Tap in early, that sunrise hustle. Bear tried to break us, couldn't touch muscle. Stack small wins, that's compound muscle. Every new block, another flex, no struggle. Climb fast, no breaks, no doubt. Big cheers when the green breaks out. Crypto fam in the chat, full shout. We don't clock in, we break out. 3M, we rise, we go. Good morning, crypto, steal the show. GM, get hype, let's grow. Every candle's just fuel, let's blow. We don't watch life, we make waves. Another sunrise, another brave day. GM fam, let's go be great. Good morning, crypto, press play. Wake up, smile, send it.
Step 1, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up. Today's gonna be a good day. Wake up. Today's gonna be a good day. Wake up. Today's gonna be a good day.
Good morning, and welcome to Good Morning Crypto, where we turn your early hours in the morning into your edge of financial freedom. Today, we're just going to do a 30-minute show. I haven't been getting the greatest sleep, so I woke up a little bit late today. And we're seeing a little bit of movements today in the markets, both on the crypto side and on the TradFi side. TradFi side only has a little more time open this week, so let's hop on over to that stock heat map, see what's going on this morning, and then we will see what's going on with crypto. If you got any TA requests, go ahead and drop a few of those in the chat now, and we will get to those in just a second. We are seeing some movements over here in the TradFi side, a little bit down this morning. We've got Apple down 0.04% after a red day yesterday. Nvidia up 1.49 off of its close and down 0.33% this morning. We got Berkshire Hathaway down 0.06, Amazon sitting down 0.03. We've got Eli Lilly down 1.17, ExxonMobil up 0.09. We've got Tesla sitting up 0.25 right now. We've got PNG up 0.4. Microsoft sitting up 0.15. It was just in the red. We've got Google up 0.05 as well, and Meta sitting with no change on the board this morning. Was sitting a little bit in the red earlier, so we are seeing just a little bit of some moves towards the upside after a little bit of some sell-off in the pre-market. And for the crypto side of things this morning, we're looking extremely red. We've got a lot of red on this daily, but just a little bit of green here on the hourly. Bitcoin down 2.3%, Ethereum down 2.4%. We've got BNB down 1.4%, XRP down 1.3%, Solana sitting down 1.4%, Tron down 0.5%, Dogecoin sitting down 0.9%. We've got Cardano down 0.4%, Bitcoin Cash down 1.7%, Chainlink down 2.1%, Leo token down 2%. Stellar Lumens taking a spot in the market cap from a stable token, sitting down 1.5%. Litecoin down 1.3%, also taking a spot in the market cap. We've got Hyperliquid dropping 2 spots in the market cap, sitting down 2.7%, and Shui sitting down 1.7% this morning. We're seeing Hyperliquid with quite a bit of green on the hourly. Might need to take a look at that. We've got that stock market sitting in some greed, kind of at an unexpected point. When we were in fear for so long, we have been seeing a little bit of some bottoming action. So I did do a little bit of buying last week, and looks like we got some requests for some of my favorites. So let's get OKLO and SMR on that list, and we can take a look at those after we get through some of that Bitcoin TA. And we've got the crypto side and extreme fear. Down 1 point. We didn't see a massive move towards the downside, but we did fail to get over a level that I've really called out for some support. We do have a little bit of liquidity directly towards the upside here. Let's get that move to 0.8 so we can see that just a little bit better here. We've got quite a bit of liquidity directly underneath us. Not too unexpected. We did see that nice little bounce area in that Asia trading session, and we've continued to move a little sideways. We will kind of have to see if we go down, grab some of that liquidity, because there's a nice support area directly below us, and that's going to be 86,800. See if we can get some bouncing in that area and start to clear out some of that top side. First area of liquidity towards the top side starts at 89,300, and we've got another range up here at $91,000. Kind of zoom this on out. Take a look at that 3-day. We've got quite a bit of liquidity back up at those highs at 91,000 and a little bit directly below us there as well. Zoom this on out. Take a look at that 1 month. 1 month going to tell us a little bit of a better story here. And as you can see, as we've ranged sideways, we haven't really built up a whole lot of liquidity directly towards the upside or directly towards the downside. We'll kind of have to see if we can get that nice little pump towards the upside, really clear out that last little range of liquidity that is up at that $108,000 point before we really continue towards the downside. I know that we've had a little bit of a talk on that with OC, and it is something that has been in mind. I did call out most of the rest of this year being ranging, and that's pretty much exactly what we've got. We don't have a lot of liquidity on either side of us on our range, so keeping things kind of cleared out, and we'll kind of have to see if we can get that last pump towards the upside before we really solidify our downside movements here. We do have a little bit of data coming out this morning. That's going to be at 8:30 Eastern time. We've got core PCE prices. We've got corporate profits. We've got durable goods month over month. We've got GDP growth rate, and that's going to be a biggie. Keep your eye on that one. It is looking like it has contracted from prior. Prior was 3.8. Forecast is 3.3. This on top of all your jobs data, your inflation still being a little bit high. This is not what you want to see. This is an economy contracting, and Piper has talked about this as well. I know he's been on vacation, and I'm sure he'll come back and really talk about this once he sees more of that heavy data drops, because this is not the news that you want to see. You don't want to see the contracting economy while jobs are struggling and while inflation is high. This really does lead towards that stagflation that he's talked about, and we've talked a little bit about here. So keep your eyes on some of that data this morning. We've also got that GDP price index quarter over quarter as well. 2.7% over 2.1%. Also the wrong direction. Kinda keeping that inflation high. So keep your eyes on that. That is not the move you want to see if you want to see some more rate cuts going into 2026. So keep your eyes on the data drops. There is quite a bit of heavy data drops this morning. Let's hop on over to that Bitcoin chart. Say good morning to the people in the chat. We got a few lurkers in the background. Good morning to all of you this morning. We've got Jack Trades in the house. We've got JR in the house. We've got Rug Pulling Rabbit. And DDT says he's lurking in the background. Appreciate you tuning on in today. We've got Loco for Crypto, aka Donato Cabrera in the house. Good morning to you, sir. And we've got UJ5K, new name there. Good morning to you. Hope you're having a great morning so far. Let's dive into this Bitcoin chart. If we got any other TA requests for the morning, go ahead, throw those in there. I've got my two favorite stocks, OKLO and SMR on the list this morning. If we got any crypto that we would like to take a look at this morning, go ahead, throw that in there now. We did see Bitcoin get a little bit of some upside action after a very close move to our 382. We did see a lot of sell action above the bottom side of this old fair value gap. That is an area we've called out multiple times now. We got a nice little wick towards that midline all over again. Couldn't hold 89,600. That was an area we were looking for to see if we could get above to really continue with some upside action here. Still haven't really mitigated this second low here that I'd really like to see mitigated. So kind of keep your eyes on some of that. We do have quite a bit of sell pressure here on the daily. You're seeing quite a bit of sideways momentum coming in on that MACD and prime oscillator. So keep your eyes on that. Very easily could get some curvature towards the downside if we continue to see that sell pressure coming in. As you can see here, getting a nice little curve. We are below that zero line. Prime oscillator sitting in that same position, but if we can see a little bit of some upside action with some buy pressure, we do have that ability to get that little curve back towards the upside here. We are sitting in the light red. We do have some buy volume here. We're just lacking some money flow. So kind of keep your eyes on that shorter term time frame. See if we can start to get a little bit of a bleed over. We've got an area for the 4 hour where we could try to find some support below us. That's 86,800. That's also where a lot of that liquidity towards the downside is. So I would like to see us kind of hold that range if we want to see a little bit of some bounce action. If we can't hold that range, I'd really like to see Bitcoin mitigate this second low here, sweep up some of that higher term time frame liquidity. Let's zoom this on in, take a look at that 4 hour. We've got MSTR on the list and FJET. Haven't heard of that one before. I do know MSTR though. So MSTR and then FJET. I'm assuming those are, I'm assuming FJET is a stock. If it's not, let me know. We've got Steve Hickey in the house this morning. Good morning to you, sir. ASTS. Yes, I do know that stock as well. ASTS, and we will keep our eyes on that one because we were calling out some buy points. It looks like it did get a little bit of some bouncing action. FJET is a space stock. Well, sounds right up my alley there. So let's take a look at Bitcoin through that 15-minute, and then we'll start hopping on mostly stock requests this morning, I guess. We do have that 4 hour area we could find for support. It was support back here. Once we got that downside rejection, we'll kind of have to see if we can get some support there again. Like I said, that is where our downside liquidity is. We will kind of have to see if we can get that bouncing action. If we don't get that bouncing action there, we've got an area directly below that, kind of around 85,300, to see if we can get a little bouncing at. We are starting to lose some of that money flow here on the 4-hour. As you can see, it still is in the green for now, but if it doesn't get that bouncing action around that 86,800, could very easily see this switch to some sell pressure. So kind of keep your eyes on that. We do have some buy volume. We will kind of have to see if we can get that bounce, or if this buy volume is going to very quickly switch into some sell volume. We are getting a little close to our bottom here on the prime oscillator, but heavy movement towards the downside, and we'll kind of have to see if we get some short-term bouncing and then continuations towards the downside, because as I said, we're getting a lot of rollover there on the daily, and this 4-hour is starting to lose that money flow. Zooming on in, taking a look at our 1-hour here, we did see a little bit of some bounce action. London really failing to get and hold the lows from Asia. We are getting a little bit of curvature here, but we're lacking both money flow and some volume. We've got a lot of sell volume. That sell volume is building on up here. London has ranged a little bit sideways, and we'll kind of have to see if that money flow continues to come on out, because if it does, we've got a few areas towards the downside that we were just calling out. That doesn't mean in the short-term time frame you don't get some bouncings off of that 86,800, or a little bit lower towards that lows down here at 85.3. We'll kind of have to see which area we really decide to find some support at there. Zooming on in, taking a look at this 15 minute, really trying to get that bounce in the London session, but with that bounce, continuing to see a lot of sell pressure coming on in. Very toppy here on the prime oscillator. MACD really trying to get back towards that zero line here. We'll kind of have to see if we can get above our VWAP, because that is coming in as a little bit of some resistance for now. It came in as resistance during that Asia session, and it came in as resistance during that New York AM. So for now, we have been staying under that VWAP. Every single time we get to it, we see that nice little rejection off of it. So kind of keep your eyes on that. Nice little area to potentially see a rejection this morning to push us a little bit lower. If we can find some support on that VWAP, that first area to kind of keep your eye on is going to be 88,600 for that stronger rejection down. As you can see, we are lacking that money flow here on the 15 minute, but we do have a little bit of buy volume. So potential for that to switch, see a little bit of a stronger upside that really gets you more overheated on that prime oscillator and MACD. If not, kind of seeing that rejection off of the VWAP coming down to 86 for that stronger bounce towards the upside. So two kind of sentiments for the morning. I am favoring downside a little bit more, and we will kind of have to see if tomorrow gets us a little more upside with a little bit of a half day on the stock side. So keep your eyes on that. Thinking of laddering in on ASTS. Well, might not be a bad move there. We were calling out some points on OKLO the other week. We got that nice little move below 78.99. I said we needed to come back above it, really hold that area here. We do have a nice little head and shoulders. We'll kind of have to see if we can get a switch up of some money flow here, because zoom this on out here on the daily, you're looking nice and bottomed. You don't see this very often here, but we've got a green diamond. When we get those green diamonds before, you can kind of see the upside movements that OKLO gets. This is a nice move from that platinum pocket area to make our all-time high. So nice little area to potentially see a strong switch back towards some upside movements. We are looking nice and bottomed on some shorter term time frames. We've got that nice lower low here that really mitigates some of this, and we'll kind of have to see if we can get back above our golden pocket here, really start to pick up some momentum that gets us some movements above our 50% line on our fib extensions to try to make a higher high. That's that first area I'd kind of keep my eyes on some rejections on. We do have the 50% line coming in at 106.22. We've got our nice support back here below our CME gap at 108.94, and that CME gap coming in at 112. So as you can see, last time we got up to that CME gap, a lot of sell pressure within it, push back down for a lower low, and on the shorter term time frame we've got that nice little bottoming action. We'll kind of have to see if we can start to pick up some money flow here, because as you can see, it is barely in the red on that daily, hasn't been there in a while, but when it does get into that red with some nice bottoming, very quickly starts to switch. And we've seen this over and over and over again. If you haven't done some buying, it might be the time to kind of look at it. I did do some buying in this range last week. I was calling out some of this. I said that if we couldn't hold that 78.99, I'd end up closing my position and looking for a lower spot down here at the platinum pocket area. We ended up pulling back above that 78.99 and really seeing a little bit of rejections off of that golden pocket that built up that head and shoulders there. We've got gear 18428 in the house this morning. Good morning to you, sir. Hope you're having a great day. We've got a little bit of sideways momentum coming in on this MACD and prime oscillator here. Ooh, think I got an eyelash in my eye. There we go. We've got that money flow coming on in a little bit red here. We are looking for that curve back towards the upside. Potential for that if we can see some of that money flow switch here. Volume is starting to switch from red to green. We'll kind of have to keep our eyes on that as we are in this little bit of a range here. We do need to break above that golden pocket to really see any strength towards the upside. First area on the shorter term time frame I'd look for a little bit of resistance at is going to be $90.24. So nice little bit of sideways momentum. We'll kind of have to see if we can get that curvature back towards the upside as that MACD is trying to break our indicator line. Let's get this zoomed on in. Take a look at that hourly there. As you can see, that hourly really shows you that shoulder and your head here. So we will kind of have to keep our eyes on some of this upside momentum, see if we can get a little bit of some curvature back up. We do have that diamond here on the hourly, but we're getting that curvature back towards the upside. Really just waiting on some money flow here. See if we can get that nice little buy pressure coming on in on that market open. We are looking like we're opening up exactly where we closed, and we'll kind of have to keep our eyes on that golden pocket, see if it comes in as a little bit of resistance on the shorter term time frame. 15-minute really starting to get that curvature back towards the upside. MACD also getting that heavy curvature, trying to break above our zero line. So keep your eyes on that market open. It does look like it's holding the highs from this sideways range here before we got that nice little bounce off of our moving average. Kind of keep your eyes on some of the upside there. See if we can get above that golden pocket, really hold it as some support on the shorter term time frame for some stronger moves towards the upside there. Looking nice and bottomed on the shorter term time frame and on the higher term time frame as well, and we're just waiting on some money flow. We got OKLO off that list. I did see a few crypto requests. We've got ADA and Aave. We will see if we have time for all of that because we had a lot of stock requests this morning. So we've got SMR on that list as well. Let's try to get through this one a little quickly. We did talk about an area we wanted to get back above, really failing to hold a support area, which has been support almost our entire year. So kind of keeping our eyes on this area here. We're looking a little bit bottomed, but your money flows extremely in the red here. You're starting to see a little bit of some bottoming actions on that MACD and prime oscillator. Volume is some buy volume, so you have seen that switch just a little bit. We will kind of have to see if we can get some absorption on all of the sell pressure here to give us some movements back towards the upside. For now, our 236 on our fib extensions is our resistance area that is coming in at 1739. We'll kind of have to see if we can get that push back towards that area first. And that 4 hour looking bottomed as well. Hourly does look like you could see a little more sell pressure coming on in. We do have our higher lows though. We'll kind of have to see with that pre-market and our data drop if we get that movement towards the upside. This one isn't looking as head and shoulders as the other one is. We did get this nice little yellow dot here. Not sure what that means just yet. On the bottom side, I have to go back and really do some testing on that since they updated this one. But here prior, you can see that yellow dot coming on in with some nice strong movements towards the downside. So potential for a lot of bottoming action here as well, and we'll kind of have to see if we can make our way back towards that $17 range to try to make our way back towards that $21 range that SMR likes so nicely. As you can see back up here, 21 is at 382, did come in as some support twice before we really lost it, saw it come in as a rejection. So oh, money flow divergence. Okay, there we go. Thank you for that one, JR. We've got this 15-minute. Also starting to look a little bit bottomed here as your money flow has started to slow up on some of that sell pressure. So this is kind of what you want to watch for on that shorter term time frame to see if we can get that nice boost on the higher term time frame. Keep your eyes on this. We are getting that curve back towards the upside here. Money flows barely in the red after this massive sell off here, and finally at an area where we could potentially see a nice little switch of trend. We are a little bit sideways below that 236. We'll kind of have to see if that comes in as some resistance and if we can make our way back towards an old CME gap. 50% line could be potential up that next potential resistance area, $18.23 there. Let's take a look at MSTR, see what's going on with that one. I haven't looked at that in quite a while. MSTR, holding a nice area on our fibs here after some very harsh sell off. As you can see, it is looking a little bit bottomed like some of the rest of the market is. We'll kind of have to see if that's just going to be that next move towards the downside though. So trying to hold our 382 for now, seeing a little bit of some bottom action. But if we do see Bitcoin continue with this sideways action, that'd kind of be the move I'd look for here as well. We do see that sell pressure starting to come back in on that daily. As you can see, we're getting that curve back towards the downside, starting to see just a little bit of sideways momentum, but we'll kind of have to see how the shorter term time frame goes, how Bitcoin goes. If Bitcoin continues to hold our area here, I would continue to watch MSTR to try to see if we hold that 236 as well. Zooming on in, taking a look at the hourly here, several bounces off of that 236. Nice strong resistance directly above us at 170, so keeping our eyes on that. Nice little sideways range where you can potentially trade from tops and find bounces on the bottom. We do have a little bit of a money flow divergence there. You've got your money flow in the red. Your volume has started to pick back up. It is some buy volume, so we'll kind of have to see on the shorter term time frame if we can get a break above that 171.31 and try to get a little touch off of that 50% line. We would need Bitcoin to get a little bit of a bounce towards the upside for that though. If we continue to see that fair value gap that we were talking about on Bitcoin coming as some resistance, I would expect to see that range here continue. So keep your eyes on this range here. 171.31 is our top, and our 382 below us at about 161.96 is our support. A lot of bounces off of that area, so nice little sideways range on the shorter term time frame. We do have a higher term time frame range here as well, that golden pocket to the 382 coming in 198.85 to that 162 area being our support. So sideways range, just like on Bitcoin there. We'll kind of have to see if we can break that 171.31. That was MSTR. Let's take a quick look at FJET there. Never looked at it before. On the stock side, Starfighters Space. Dang. Brand new stock. We'll kind of have to see what is going on with a trend-based fib extension. But let's see what it was for that open. FJET open. IPO open price. So I can get that 773. Looks like it started out a little bit lower than that. So it did get a little bit of a sell-off on that open. Let's get a trend-based fib from our lows to our high to our slightly higher. And did blast through that 1618. Looking like next real area to kind of keep your eye on is going to be that 2618. Potential for a little bit of some pullback to see a bounce on that 1618, which is what the pre-market is trying to do. If pre-market can't get back above the 1618, could potentially see a little bit of a harsher sell-off. See if we get down to that 1869 area. Not sure a whole lot on this company just yet, as it did just IPO. Let's see what was going on. This is the hourly for you. We do have a little CME gap way down here. I'm not sure exactly what all this company does, so it is a little bit harder. IPO game. Nice little trend towards the upside. I would look for a little bit of resistance to see if we can find a little bit of a better entry point if you missed it. Like we were saying, the 2618 could come in as that next resistance area. We'll kind of have to see if we can get that bounce off of the 1618. That's that 2544 to get that bounce up there. If not, and we do see that switch of volume and money flow, we could see that coming down towards that one line on our support at $18.16. So that's the few kind of moves I'd look for there. We got a lot of moving averages down in that range as well. We'll kind of have to see how toppy this thing gets. Really unsure for now. We'll kind of have to watch this as it goes forward. The IPO game is a little bit tricky, so just find those nice little fib levels, see if you can get some bouncing off of that towards that next little fib. And then ASTS, and that's basically it. We gotta wind this show on down, send y'all over to JR, because I do gotta get to work. So ASTS, I'm pretty sure it was on my list here. Let's just look it up, and that'll be quicker. ASTS. Let's see what we were looking for. We called out some bottoming action. Looks like we got the bounce off of 6203 and then continued to see that movement towards the upside. Let's get this daily pulled on up here, see what is going on. Nice little bounce off of that 6203. Nice little move towards our 50% line, where we started to see a little bit of resistance coming on in. We'll kind of have to see if we can get some continued curvature back towards the upside here. We do have that higher low coming on in. We do need to break our higher high to really see that strong change of trend here. Daily did get that nice little bottom action. Now we need the confirmation of our trend back towards the upside here. We are getting that curvature back towards the upside on that MACD and prime oscillator. Your money flow still in the green. Your volume's a little bit red here, so we'll kind of have to keep our eyes on that. See if we can hold that 50% line on the shorter term time frame. Pre-market is holding that area for now. We do have a little bit of an area towards the downside if we continue to see this look a little toppy here. Nice little sideways range on that 50% line to try to get a little bit of some cool off. We do have that sideways momentum coming on in here on the hourly. Money flow just starting in the red, but your volume is nice and green. So looking for a potential absorption area to the downside, looking like that 50% in the pre-market is it for now. We'll kind of have to see how our data drop is, because if that data drop comes out a little bit iffy, might be a little bit positive for that stock market, especially if it gives that ability for a rate cut in 2026. So potential for a little bit of a higher low all over again. Next real area I'd kind of look for a stronger low at, if you can't hold the 50% line, going to be that 382 here. We did see it come in as a little bit of resistance, and we got a very small CME gap in that area. Oh no, Control Z. Let's just hide this one. Let's hide that one, and then let's get our other CME gap drawn out, see what's going on there. From our open to close, looks like 79.57 to 75.94. So that's that area I'd look for a little bit of some bouncing at. See if we can test on that midline coming in at 77.81. If we can hold that area, that is a little bit bullish. Normally we hold the midlines of those fair value gap or CME gaps and fair value gaps and see that continued movement towards the upside. If you lose those, then you really see that stronger movement back down. So we do have another CME gap way down here at that 67 price point. If you don't hold the midline there, looking way back down here to kind of close that on out. See a stronger bounce off of the 236. That might be the move to watch for. We do have that 15-minute, like I said, and the morning, trying to hold our 50% line. We did see that nice inflow of some money to buy this on up, but you saw that sell pressure start to come on the shorter term time frame. Pre-market, like I said, was opening up towards the downside. That is a little bit more of that cool off here on the 15-minute, and we'll have to see if we can start to get some of this bleed over into the higher term time frame. If not, keeping our eye on that CME gap to see if we can get a little bouncing in that area, and then see how that data drop moves the market. That's what I got for today. I will be going live tomorrow for a short holiday stream. We'll see if we can get Piper on the show. I know he's on vacation, but we wanted to wish everyone Merry Christmas. So keep your eyes on that one. Potential for a giveaway. We'll kind of see what is going on with that. And then I'm going to have a lot of time off. So I won't be here Friday, and I won't be here next Monday either. And then we'll play it by ear around the New Year's time frame. Probably look at next time really going live after Tuesday of next week, being in 2026. So if I don't see y'all, have a great holiday season, a great Christmas, a great New Year's. Make sure to let your loved ones know that you're thinking of them, and spend some time with the people that matter. Take a little break from the charts, and there's not going to be a lot of market open, and the people in your life that really matter need that time a whole lot more than these charts do, because we give the charts a lot of time. Now it's time for the people that care about us and that we care about to get their time. So until next time, have a great one, and make sure to wake up, because today's going to be a good day.